So hello there. Are we still awake? Yay! Okay, so today I will be happy to speak about how to humanize tech through design. But first, I want to say thank you to the people from the theater and to the organizers because this is an outstanding event. So a round of applause to them. Okay, so I'm Marilia Moita, and for the last 15 years, God, I'm old, I've been working on the field of design and research, mostly for the areas of telecommunications, public services, customer experience in contact centers, and more recently, on the field of cybersecurity. So these are some of the logos of companies I've been working with, but that's not how I like to define myself. I like to define myself as a person who likes books, loves coffee, and loves Star Wars. But that's enough of me for today. Let's dive into the topic, which is humanizing tech through design, and we will cover the what, how, and why. So let's start from the beginning. And today I'll bring you Oxford Dictionary definition of technology, which says basically that it's a kind of tools and equipment and machinery that can be applied to industry or that can be applied to science. And then I asked technology to define itself, and it kind of gave me the same narrative, but also saying that it also means to enhance the quality of life. Nice, ChatGPT. And then I asked a learning platform, an education platform, hey, how can I write a paragraph about technology? And it kind of gave me the same narrative, but also saying that humans are now very dependent on technology. So let's see a little bit of a technology evolution from this perspective. So we started with tools that could help our manual work, and then we applied some more technology to the industry. We then tried to make technology a little bit more intelligent, do more things from us. So we invented computers, we invented the internet, we came up with this big data era, so we invented satellites, we invented cloud storage, and then we kind of wrapped it up into our pocket. So the era of mobile technology and mobile apps, and then we were not satisfied with that. So we extended that to our day-to-day objects. So with the machine learning, with Internet of Things, and also with AI. So I think my talk is perfect between Ilya and Nuno, so try to keep up with that narrative. And so technology now can be applied anywhere, like education, health, industry, mobility, energy, kind of overall life efficiency. So can we say nowadays that technology is blended with our human lives? Well, yeah, technology is now basically anywhere and everywhere. It seems like magic, right? But it's also kind of scary that technology is now anywhere and everywhere. Especially if you take into consideration that with each technology evolution, there was also some threat evolution. So data that was kind of really private 20 years ago is now very exposed to be exploited and to be exposed. So let's keep that narrative in mind, but let's also embrace that, yeah, technology is now anywhere and everywhere. But that doesn't mean that when we interact with technology, we will get what we expect. Sometimes we will get something that is not what we were expecting. And let me tell you a little bit of my perspective on why that happens. So it all starts with a problem to solve or an opportunity we need to take advantage of. And on top of that, very smart people come up with businesses to solve those problems or to take advantages of those opportunities. And they bring these business processes on top of that with all the complexity around that. And then they build technology on top of all this complexity. But keep in mind that we need users to interact with our products. So, So users will sometimes have the transparency of all this complexity brought to them, and this means human errors. And with human errors, not so good people can explore those threats, and also then when we are in danger, those processes, those business processes, they will seem like more like bureaucracy. Why is this happening? Why should I need to follow this process? And then businesses, they will not achieve their goals, and instead of solving problems or making advantage of opportunities, they will be bringing catastrophes or bringing negative impact to the people that are using those products or negative impact to the world. So how might we humanize technology? There are two types of people that are going to try to answer to this question. First ones, they will say, it depends. So a very common phrase that designers like to say. And designers and the people that say these kind of answers, they will start bringing arguments into the table. If this is a Batman disguised as a stormtrooper, or is this a stormtrooper disguised as a Batman? We will never know how to humanize technology because they will be lost in this discussion. And there's the second type of people that they will bring you a recipe and tell you, if you follow all these recipe steps with all the ingredients that I'm going to tell you, you will have humanized technology. I'm not going to be none of these people today. I'm just going to be here humbly and vulnerably showing some things that worked for me in the context that I've worked with and may or may not work in your context. So take away what you think it will serve you, and then let me know if you tried something and it worked. So today I will bring you and show you how to shape complex products into humanized experiences. I will be giving you some examples that are more of stories on the things that I do on the company that I work right now. Yeah, we are a cybersecurity company, so we are very strict on leaking data, so we would have you sign an NDA so that I could show things. But overall, all these things that I will show are public. So what's the stack that I bring when I want to start building humanized products? I always start with these 5 principles. First of one, understand human behavior, consistency, the ways we work, test and improve, and my favorite one, learn about the business. So I will start with the first one, which is understand the human behavior, and now it's where it starts for you because this will be interactive. So when I will say, because technology is about people, and when I say this, when I do this gesture, you will say people. Let's rehearse. And technology is about people. Yeah, let's do it again. And technology is about people. It's about people. And and there's a lot to unpack about people, right? So we have the way that your products can be accessed and used by anyone, and predictability and cognitive load and memory, which is recognition rather than recall, nice Ilya, and memory, focus, and perception. For the sake of time, I'm going to explore only perception with a very simple example, but I hope that you get the message. So I work in a cybersecurity company. I work in ThreatDown, which is the B2B org of Malwarebytes. So I develop cybersecurity products for other organizations. This means that imagine an organization like a bank that has thousands of employees spread around the world, and these employees all use computers, right? And imagine that the cybersecurity person on this company needs to know if those computers, those devices, they are safe. And instead of looking through thousands and thousands of records on these devices, we come up with this great idea to give them a cybersecurity score, like a security score. How well are you doing overall in terms of your company? So you can see there the security score in green. But the problem was, they started seeing 80% green, and more evident when they come in the 90%. 90% even more green. So their perception was, this cybersecurity company is not protecting me to 100%. So they stopped trusting us because of this color. So they started calling, why? Why do you think that 80%, that having 20% of devices not secure is good enough? Very good, actually. Or 90% is excellent? Oh no, I will start looking for another cybersecurity vendor because you are not taking security seriously. Of course, with this, we came up with explaining the cybersecurity score. 80% means that 100% of your devices are secure. There's just 20% of optimization that you can do to take better advantage of our platform. And with this, I want to tell you that one simple color have direct impact on trust. And this direct impact on trust made users and their bosses want to churn from our company, want to not be our customers. Very simple, and product managers in the room, whenever designers say, I want to review the colors in those screens, remember this example before throwing it to the UX improvements backlog that no one will, that will not ever see the light of day, okay? Remember this example. Next, I want to talk about consistency, and consistency is all about people. And there's a lot to talk about. Consistency. Are the patterns easy to understand? Ease of use of your product? Are you really enabling the user journey? Is your product communication easy to understand? And also, how to scale this consistency. I will be giving you some examples on patterns easy to understand in the design system. So starting with patterns, I don't know if you can see, but there's a bug icon there. So this is our devices page, our old devices page. There's a bug icon there, and on the new one, there's a triangle with an exclamation mark. So for the users that have been with us since 2008, they truly understood the bug icon because it was something that they were born and raised with in our product. But for other users that were not with us, they started flooding our contact center saying, does my device have some bugs? What's happening with my device? It's appearing a bug on the status. And when we change this to the exclamation mark, we stop receiving these calls and these messages because they understood, okay, there's something on my device that needs attention. So what I want to tell you with this is I talked about the color and I talked about a simple change of icons. And for the business, this means money. Because each time our contact center spends responding to these customers that ask these questions, this is an operational cost that we have. So this has real impact in the business. And then I want to talk about an example of communication, how your product communicates. And for this one, I hope that you can read well the message. Imagine this bank that I was talking to you about. Like thousands of devices spread around the world, real people working, and this bank knew they were under attack. And on each device of each person, they received a message saying, your PC is in danger, alert, there's a threat, in red, right? This is how the product is communicating. Now imagine how these people felt. They already knew that they had leaks, they were under attack, and then they received this. I imagine something between chaos and panic. Now imagine that the product said something, I don't know if you can read, but I will read it. Malware detected and blocked an exploit. It's no longer a threat to your computer. Imagine a humanized product saying, we saw something, we got you, and it is solved. Isn't this a more humanized experience that could calm the panic of the users? 3 things I talked about: colors, icons, and text. No real development effort, 0 effort, like principles. That's what it costs. So, you can tell me, yeah, but about the money, what's in it about the money? What's the money? I cannot tell you about the money on this one, but what I can tell you is how your product communicates, how your product speaks with the users is the first #1 reason that may users understand it more easily and perceive it as humanized. So they will say, your product is the most intuitive product of all time. And they will rate us on the platforms that our prospects will use to compare us with the competition. And for our prospects, which we go to companies that don't have cybersecurity experts, he's just a general IT guy, jack of all trades, this is really important. So in the end, yeah, this is money, because this is loyalty, this is recommendation, okay? And design systems, I'm not going to talk about this much because there are a lot of talks, a lot of people that know more about design systems than I do. I just want to point out that on that menu there, if you click on each page, you would get a different table with different filters. And that's okay, right? Products evolve. There are different people working on different features over different time. That's okay, that happens. What's not okay is keeping like that over time, okay? So we build a design system, and now we are sure that our users don't call our support and say, hey, the filter on the X page it doesn't work. And our poor support person say, it works, it just not works like the page Y and the page Z, but it works. And now we enable users to work with our product with consistency over and over again, and designers are safe that we also can provide things in a much more faster way internally. So this is also money for the company. So we design faster, we develop faster, we put new features faster out there. So money. And also we could build something that our IT people are asking us for a lot of time, which is, of course, the dark mode. And now about ways of work. And ways of work, they are all about people. Yay, you are a very good audience. So about work, I will be very fast. There's a lot to unpack. I'll be talking about process leadership and culture. So about processes, I'm old enough that we use the reverse waterfall. So salespeople would sell features that we never developed, but they told every customer, we already have it. So we worked back to the design. But of course, engineers started first than the designers, and designers only served for 3 things. Can you guess? Yes, picking fancy colors, round corners, and drop shadows. This was back in the days. Nervous clapping over there. And then on other companies, we adopted agile-ish, which is in reality for designers and everyone else, small waterfalls, but very cycled. And then another version of this was, because designers complain a lot, everyone knows that designers complain a lot, so you have your own lane now. And then research came along. And then nowadays I work in something that I don't know if it's a modern waterfall or a agile version number 3, which is this kind of cycles. Research is on a lone lane, providing insights to everyone in a regular basis. And the cycles are very long, like 1-month cycles to 3-month cycles. So nothing about this matters, because what matters is people, right? And designers are very good to come up with the processes. Designers are very good in this narrative. If we follow this path, this means that this is scientific and everyone needs to do what we tell. So this is a designer mindset. And what I want to tell you is nothing matters, nothing of this matters. Because, follow my narrative here, it all starts in a problem we need to solve or an opportunity we need to leverage, which someone built a business on top, and we need customers so that we can make money. And what you need to do in the middle is just working together. And there is where leadership comes in, because it is responsible to bring clarity, visibility, foster collaboration, improve communication, and enable decision-making. But of course, it's only possible for those individuals to work together if they trust each other. And trust comes from culture. Only within a culture that fosters trust, product design, engineering, marketing, sales, whatever, will work in a way that they respect each other's contributions. And now you say, oh, Marilia, you are so naive. You have been working 15 years in the field and you are so naive, you are a believer. Am I that naive, really? Or are we just distracted with processes instead of being focused on what matters, which is building products to solve problems or to shape behaviors? Because for the last 20 years, I have at least 2 examples of things that work like that. So there was a real problem, which was malware spread across the early days of internet, and then a guy comes up and brings some friends and builds a product that is still up to date, Malwarebytes. And then another guy saw an opportunity on the music business and then come up with people and they work together to bring something that still exists today, right? What did they do? It didn't matter if they were salespeople, if they were designers, and they did not focus on the process, that's for sure. So that's what I mean about processes and about working together. Now let's talk about test and improve, which can be for some people a step in the process, but for me is a philosophy. And with this I will be, testing is about? People. Yes, almost forgot. Testing is about people, and what I mean about people is Tests can be cost-effective, improve quality and security and overall customer satisfaction, which is on what we need to focus. But remember, customer satisfaction is about the value our products bring to the customer. It's about the outcomes. But testing, it's about the outputs. It's about everything that you produce. This means that you need to test everything. Test your architecture, test your code, test your designs, test your assumptions. Test everything you produce. And by this, I want to say, how can we humanize this? Test with the customer in mind, test with the users in mind. This means write better user stories, write better acceptance criteria that really meets observed real behaviors of the users. Not what some CEO told you, oh, I think that as a CEO, I want users to something, okay? So this is how you can also pay attention to quality human products. And last one, learn about the business, because businesses are all about money, of course. And also about people, because people are the ones buying the products and paying for the services that businesses do. Oh, I don't know what happened to the slide. Okay. And this means that there's a lot to unpack about the business. Understanding the market, understanding how business works, measure the impact, know the numbers, and also make leverage on networking to influence the business to do humanized products. I'm only going to give you an example of understanding the market. So I arrived at Malwarebytes 6 months ago. And Malwarebytes, they were launching the brand ThreatDown, which is where I work now. It's a corp brand. And when I arrived, I asked, what are the customers that we want them to use this product? And what are our competitors? What's the technology we are leveraging? What's about the industry? Are there any opportunities? And how are we doing in terms of business? And while I was learning about this in the first weeks and months of the job, I understood that we did not have quite the definition of who our users were, so we couldn't also make some decisions about who do we want to use the product. And we did this project called KYC, Know Your Customer, so that we could understand who they were and stuff. And we understood that we had different types of segments. This was already known. But inside those segments, we have people that use technology. We used our technology in a very different way. So we had different personas, meaning that there were people using our products in very, very different ways, and ways that we even not made as a use case. And when leadership knew this, when we presented to leadership, they started asking these questions. They started asking us, oh, how is our product enabling those different segments? Oh, on what customer segments should I focus on? Should we need to improve it, change it? Should we need to create a product per each segment? And what of these decisions will bring me more money? Are we talking about a story here of when design influenced business strategy? Yes, we are. And I chose this one to be the last one because if you don't know about the business, there's no way you can push for all the other principles. Because if you don't influence the business to build humanized products, all your effort, they may come to a good, positive outcome, but all your effort will have a lot of friction. So learn about the business first, start from there, make it about the conversation of business strategy, and then go from there. And with this, I want to tell you, how might we humanize tech? Follow these principles, start with the last one, choose the ones that you think that are going to work in your business, and start by there. Don't just bring your lightsaber and start killing them all. Been there, done that, did not work. And with this, I want to tell you, it's not about humanizing tech by design. It's about all of us, business people, to humanize tech by default. And now you may ask me, but why, Marilia? We can always mitigate the risk and users can always learn how to use the technology. Yes, that's right. But then technology will not fulfill what it was created for, which was for enhancing the quality of our lives, which was for improving the world. And while I was writing this last slide, I was thinking to myself, what if instead of being here today, learning how to humanize technology, what would be of the world if today we were here to talk about how to become humans ourselves first? Thank you.